Lehigh with a 19-9 lead over Penn through 8, and it's thanks to this performance by Richie Grungo, who outdueled Andrew Trzynski in what was a very entertaining, explosive bout that ended up with Grungo finishing on top.
Got a little scared there with that throw for Lehigh, but Grungo continuing to wrestle through the position, back to his attack. Doesn't mathematically ice the match, but puts them in a comfortable lead with 2 bouts left.
So Nick Incontrera going for Penn. And this is the highest ranked wrestler left on the roster at 174 for the Quakers. Rylan Rogers, the sophomore, gonna go for Lehigh.
Incontrera, number 6 in the country. Rylan Rogers not ranked. Rogers 7-8 on the year, but I think 7 of his losses, 7 of the 8 or 6 of the 8, are come to all ranked opponents. And they're all, 2, 3, 4 point losses, so pretty close and kind of right there in the bubble. Saw the new RPI came out today, which is not a ranking. It's more of a rating of who you're wrestling, your strength of schedule, things like that. And Rogers was in the top 30 on that, even though he has a losing record. So it just goes to show you the just competition he's been wrestling. Doesn't quite have a quality win yet here. This would be a huge win for him, but Incontrera definitely the favorite.
After he puts his contact back in. Incontrera coming off an upset loss to Simon Ruiz of Cornell, 4-3 by decision. It's not a result that you see often for Incontrera.
And that's after Incontrera beat Ruiz back in November. So those two are 1-1 on the year. We'll see how that seeding gets worked out at Ivy Leagues. Incontrera is a senior, Flemington, New Jersey, another Blair Academy guy. Rylan Rogers, Idaho, by way of Michigan. Spent 2 years at Michigan. Up at 184, now down at 174. Looks like a little bit better fit weight class for him.
So far, even with Incontrera. Penn needs a ton of bonus points in each of these final 2 bouts in order to draw even with Lehigh. Yeah, Mountain Knock's in great shape here.
Rogers having a bit of a tough go since January. 5 losses in a row. 3 of those guys are top 15. Another guy top 20, and 1 guy in the 33 to 35 kind of range. Pretty even with Rogers there. So having a bit of a go, which is hard to keep your attitude, hard to keep your emotions in check, just kind of losing all the time, coming on the wrong end of it. But they're quality opponents, so it's easier to say. It's hard to get your head down and keep working because you're right there, but you just gotta get your hand raised once in a while to get that mojo, the good vibes back. Another tough out for Rylan here.
But he shut down the shot attempt from Incontrera.
And Incontrera, 3-time national qualifier, top 16 a year ago. Has kind of been manning this 174 weight class since he's gotten on the campus. And Rogers, 22-16 in his career. Like I mentioned, spent 2 years at Michigan. Found a home here at Lehigh this offseason via the transfer portal. Which not a lot of transfers usually come into Lehigh, just with the academic standards they have.
Well, it's pretty similar, right, to the Ivy League. You have to find the right kind of student in order to bring them in.
I'm not even sure you're even allowed to transfer into Ivy League schools, so I could be wrong on that, but yeah, it's very rare. I shouldn't say you're probably not allowed, but there's a lot of more hoops to jump through, so very rare to see.
Looking at some of the transfers that have come into the Ivy League recently, the places that they come from are Northwestern, the service academies, like all of the top tier academic institutions.
The Stanfords.
Exactly.
Maybe another Ivy League school. Yeah, so 0-0 score here. Good first period for Rylan Rogers. I'm sure Incontrera went out to expect to get at least a takedown or two here, being the favorite on paper.
Gets the escape. Incontrera's been very measured in this one, but Rogers has done a nice job of kind of bottling him up.
Yeah, Rogers likes to work that low ankle shot, sometimes off an ankle pick. See if he can set something up here. Another attempt there by Incontrera. Stall warning on Rogers. Incontrera's been doing most of the attacking. Rogers trying to get a stalemate, get a fresh start, as he does. 50 seconds left. Got to be somewhat frustrating for Incontrera, getting kind of pressing the action there, getting in deep, but Rogers doing a good job defensively, holding off those attacks. Incontrera drops in another shot. Rogers, nice defense there, getting Incontrera to a hip. See if he could break the lock of Incontrera.
"25 seconds left in the period, or 26 now. They get stood back up. It's just been a low-scoring affair so far. Although in this duel, we've seen that change in third periods. Incontrera looking for a takedown.
There was that low shot I talked about. Didn't quite get it, Rogers. Does a good job scrambling, looking for a stalemate here. Short time left in the period. He might get a stalemate.
Has that heel. Incontrera that close, but not going to get the takedown. Rogers holding on. So still just 1-0.
So there's that shot attempt. Not the best shot for Rylan Rogers, but good go behind by Incontrera. You see Rogers kind of looking for a throw there, and then boom, rolls through, captures Incontrera's leg. Good defense there by Rogers, especially late in the period, just kind of hanging on for that stalemate. Rogers to a sit out, good escape there, quick escape, 1-1 score. Got to feel momentum definitely going Incontrera's way, just getting on those legs, but not scoring as well. And worked up a stall warning against Rogers. See if Rogers can get to a leg of his own here.
Incontrera looking to avoid back-to-back defeats. You mentioned for Rogers, it's been a rough ride in recent history, but he's been right there with Incontrera shooting in on that leg.
Yep, there he goes, trying to come out the back here. That's kind of his bread and butter shot. He's just got to kind of build up the base, pop out the back. Or at least now circle. Oh, he's going to come out the back here. Nope. Incontrera, heavy hips, looking to break that lock.
Get the impression stalemate might be incoming here.
There it is.
"53 seconds left in this third period.
Yeah, so Incontrera has been on quite a few shots. There's another one.
That time he gets it.
Collect both legs. It's a lot easier to score usually. So Incontrera here up 4-1, 30 seconds left. Rogers is going to need a little bit of a, I don't want to say miracle, but he's going to need to start doing some work down there.
Ride time not going to factor into this one. 15 seconds left. And with 10 seconds left, Incontrera can ride this one out. However, if Incontrera doesn't get bonus points in the next 10 seconds, that means that Penn will have lost this duel.
Don't forget, Joe, wrestling's a sport where you could take team points away.
I guess that's true. That's a good point.
Don't expect that.
It's a return to neutral. And a tight win for Nick Incontrera, gets back into the win column. And now we head to 184. Nick Incontrera scores points for Penn. And now for Lehigh, it's Caden Rogers, Lancaster, PA native, squaring off